Good afternoon, all. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're coming from in this part or your part of the world. Uh, so yeah, I said I was going to be able to make it just after work, but literally by the skin of my teeth, and I am still frantically setting stuff up. So I apologize for being kind of disorganized. But hello, welcome in. Good to see you all. Curled to socially to Daily Noob. Hello, buddy. To Grumpy Old Man and Furious Ninja, Ashra, everyone else that's in here as well. We are very, very shortly going live with Defensecon, we believe. I guess we'll find that out in just a moment. I'm going to jump you over straight away, very quickly, to the timetable for the next couple of days, just in case you are not aware. We have Drake today and tomorrow, Origin, RSI, and Kruger from Saturday. We have Misk, Argo, Mirai, and Greycat from Monday, Aegis on the 20th, Crusader and Tumble on 22nd, May 24th. We'll see Amber, Aerospace, and the Odin, and then the finale. And of course, the Free Fly, and some, an interesting timeline, shall we say, for 4.8 being introduced. I am very, very sorry if it sounds like I'm rushed, because I am. It's all been a bit mad, but we're here now, and it's all good. Even better for seeing Daily Noob. For those people that are not aware, Daily Noob owns one of the best, if not the best, Star Citizen. In fact, the best. I would say the best. You are the. Do you know, mate? You are the only Star Citizen channel I watch on Twitch, other than when I'm watching Astropub. When there, and I enjoy your streams more. Just say. So there we go. If you want to go and check Daily Noob out on Twitch, please do. Often games with the community, does other games as well, just to keep everyone's palates refreshed. Well worth a watch. Very chill, very cool guy. And you may remember him from the CitizenCon direct stream that we did together, where we got very, very drunk and it all got a bit raucous and out of hand. That was good, wasn't it? There was some pepperami involved, if I remember rightly, Noob. That was good fun. But that's where we are, and that's the program for the next couple of days. I guess now we'll go back to the page and see if we have yet changed over. 4.8 has just launched, and by just, I mean just. It is only now just flicked over. It was due to come at some point yesterday. Clearly, there has been some sort of issue in the background that has stopped things from being released as they intended, so it's only just come out within the last couple of hours. Whether this bodes well for Defensecon, whether this bodes well for the Free Fly, only time will tell, but I'm guessing they've had some problems right at the last moment there. Oh, I clicked on the video. I thought that was the thing launching. It was like, yay, oh, yay, oh. Okay, and we're there. Here we go. Okay, so let's have a look at the IronClad and the IronClad Assault first, and then we will jump into the brand new Pitbull. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up. I promise. I really am. I'm trying to keep us there. I'm trying to get this thing going, but this is just... this is fun. Hey, Red. Good to see you, my friend. So, here we go. IronClad's out then. And the IronClad Assault. Interesting bit of news. IronClad Assault has the hangar, repair, rearm, refuel facilities, which will make that very, very interesting. Okay, and then as it says there, that goes with the vehicle service base. So the IronClad base won't have that because it's not designed to haul vehicles. It's just designed to be an incredibly large combat ship. There we go. Some cool new, or two cool new stock images for the IronClad. I think they're new. I don't know. To be honest, I really need to start drinking, because, as in proper drink, not my diet drink, because, yeah, it's just been a bit frantic. All is well. Thank you, Red. Good to see you. Right, so this is it releasing. Let's go to the question that everyone's expecting to ask, and that, of course, answered by socially in the chat. Let's have US dollars and see what it's got to say. So scrolling down then, yeah, let's have a look at the upgrade stuff. Yeah, So IronClad, exactly as Socially says, IronClad is 600, 525 War Bond if you're going to that. And then we have, let's kill that. I have to go all the way down now to the Assault, 650, 575 War Bond should you want it. So this is interesting because this is going to start to fill the same sort of gap as the Carrack, and Carrack CCUs haven't been massively available. So if you're looking to chain past things like the IronClad and the Carrack, that it's not a bad idea to be able to CCU up past that, to maybe jump in on these if you've got ships that sit in a similar price range. So not a bad place to be at all. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. So, closing that up, anything exciting in here? Well, we've got a bunch of paints for it, I am sure. So you have the factory standard. The factory standard for the Assault, which has got that yellow banding, which I quite like. There's your Wind Chill. I guess that's the Arctic. The Commando. The Sediment. More of the kind of, I guess, the Sand World or Desert World sort of paint. And then the Aquamarine as well. And then the Aquamarine, it says here, exclusive to members of the Chairman's Club. Other than that, there are 10-year insurance packages with this ship, which, to be fair, is standard, right? That's the normal thing that happens at this time of year, is that you get 10-year packages on the ILW Defensecon stuff. Hey, Cat, good to see you. Below the ship, you can say for a ship you can disable the FPS weapons. Damn, I thought the base IronClad would be 500. That screws up my chain. Oh, does it? Oh, no, that's no good. Unfortunate. But yeah, so you've got that sort of stuff, and bonus gear and the IronClad Assault Carrier Pack. The IronClad and a Pitbull? 4 Pitbull. They're calling it a snub. I guess it is. So yeah, and then 5 gear items. You've got your shirt, hat, pants logo, and your hat logo. So yeah, great, fine, whatever, and lifetime insurance on that. That's War Bond, for those that are watching, not aware of the difference. Your War Bond stuff must be bought with new money, even if it's an upgrade. If you're only doing like a $25 upgrade, it's still $25 of new money required. For the store credit stuff, those prices are higher because you can do that with ships you've melted yourself. So yeah, nothing massively surprising in there. I haven't had myself yet a chance to go and look at the IronClad and IronClad Assault. I'll be doing that at some point over the weekend, I should imagine. And then we'll see whether or not that's enough inspiration for a video and a quick look at them. But, of course, the command module. Now, I understand that when it first went live, I think the IronClad was first shown to people in the PTU either Monday or Tuesday. There were problems with the command module. So just be aware if you're waiting to 4.8, in order to try yours and you haven't done it in the PTU, there were some teething problems, so just bear that in mind. Pitbull paints are good. Well, we're going to have a look at the Pitbull in just a moment. I saw the Krakens were sold out in 30 seconds or less. Of course, as part of Drake, time-limited ships are sold as well at the same time. And that's what we've just seen. So here's the core page. Now that it's opened, there's your Drake Interplanetary stuff. Scroll for more. Are you sure? Because it's not there. Maybe it's just having a moment. Oh, the flight blade kits are back. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, so that again. Let's have a look. Drake, are you loading up now? There you go. Drake's in. I've just seen something that's quite interesting. But there we go. We've had a look at the IronClad Assault. The Pitbull we'll have a look at in a second, because I imagine this is going to be the most discussion. The Corsair, being the War Bond daily deal, is an interesting one. So the Corsair at War Bond is now 230. Again, that might be a nice step for someone's CCU chain, but it's nice to see the daily War Bond deal still being there. Yeah, it's the flight blade stuff that I'm not loving, but, what do I know? It also means that other hull limited ships will be available along with these ships during ILW. Now, ILW, the theme is genuinely warships, which is interesting because I'm saying that with the Caterpillar on screen, but then Drake has always had a slightly wider kind of definition of warships because pirate, just saying. So there we go. Clipper, yep. Corsair and Cutlass. Now, the only whole limited ship, if I remember rightly, out of Drake is the Kraken. And once again, there will be time-limited sales of the Kraken and the Kraken Privateer, right? Kraken. There will be time-limited sales for both of these ships, okay? And they happen at 1600 UTC, so 1700 British Summer Time, and then they'll be every 4 hours up until the release of the next one, I believe. So there we go. Kraken Privateer, Mule, Pitbull, Vulture, Buccaneer. Right, let's have a look at the Pitbull then. This is the bit that everyone wants to see because it's the brand new stuff. Let's have a look and see what we think. Okay. It's a dog-eat-dog verse. The Pitbull. Drake's known for putting firepower where it counts, and the Pitbull is no exception. A snub fighter built for close-quarter skirmishes, vicious scraps, and getting near enough to leave teeth marks. Once you're out on your own and always ready for more. All engines, all guns, and a whole lot of hell yeah. Whatever that means. Right? When close combat comes, you want the Pitbull in your corner. One small at frame, 6 deadly guns, 6 missiles to match, and you on the trigger. That's all you need for a down and dirty dogfight. So there we go. Let's have a look at it then. So we have 4 size 1s and 2 size 2s on it. Yep, so it's definitely fulfilling the snub. It's there we go. And then 6 size 1s on racks. 3 on one side, 3 on the other. And I think we knew that bit from looking at it when it was first released. There was no way missiles of that size were going to be anything other than size 1s. They looked very much like the size 1s that are carried on the C8 Expedition. And, yeah. The only question mark was whether all the guns on this were size 1, whether we only get some size 2s. And that was that. So that's your factory standard. We have the Hard Strike, which is yellow and black. Kind of like that. I think that's all right. The Bloodlet, black and red. Wind Chill again, which is kind of like the Ironclad. We don't have an Aquamarine. Oh, sorry, we do have an Aquamarine. What was the other one we missed from next door? It was the Commando paint, right? We don't have a Commando paint for it. And then the Aquamarine being, once again, Chairman's Club stuff. Hello, Rusty. Good to see you, my friend. Chaos Squall, Eve Inspiration, and everyone else I haven't seen. Stack, good to see you. Tibbs, welcome in, buddy. So there we go. So can we buy the blades in game? I don't think so yet. You will be able to at some point. So they're not something. It's like armor and weapons, right? It's not something you need to go out and purchase. Okay. So there's your technical specs. Is that it? What's the? Are we saying this thing doesn't have a shield, or is it just? It's got to have a shield, right? Where's the other stuff? Is that it? Is that all we got? Interesting. Have we not got a is there not like a brochure or something? Have I what am I missing here, guys? I'm still kind of one size 1 for the Pitbull. Thanks, Tibbs. Yeah, interesting. It doesn't seem to be. Maybe we need to go to the Matrix of Lies to figure it out. So the Pitbull itself, $60. You get the dual pack with about 10% off. Okay, and then you get the 10-year, which seems to be a 10% increase in price. So yeah, and then your paint packs as normal. What are we upgrading to? Have we got a War Bond upgrade or not? No, just standard. So $55 in there if you want to upgrade to it. Yeah, I mean they're all going to be, I think, right. The standalone will be still lifetime insurance because it's the first time. I mean, I clicked on the War Bond, didn't I? So War Bonds will always be lifetime. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's yet another fighter. in a space where there is a lot of fighters. But space, I think, oddly enough, is going to be where this thing, and just as the Ironclad opens up with all these things in it, that's exactly what I mean, right? You can take an awful lot of them where you don't have space for everyone else. I'd be really interested to see how many of these things you can fit on a damn Idris, right? Because that's going to be quite frightening. Obviously, not a lot of defense or anything else, not a lot of armor, but then you wouldn't expect it on a ship this size. So, yeah. I mean, I get it. I kind of like the kind of compact, very industrial look on them. But yeah, it's not overwhelming me. It's still a snub. It's still Drake. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be, once again, like you literally, almost like the Mule, where you climb into it and there's nothing else to it. There's no detailed internals or anything, as you wouldn't expect for a snub fighter. So, yeah, there's that. And then back to Defensecon. Let's see what the offerings are from Greys. All one of them, just for the lols. Unsurprisingly, Shiv. We've got the body kit collection. Have they done body kits? What? They're just cosmetic, surely. Okay, let's have a look. Rather than asking questions while I'm staring there at it. The Slasher body kit, you can give your Grays Market Shiv an aggressive aftermarket makeover. Body kit sections, front, rear right and rear left. Okay, so these are just body kits. Okay, I could do body kits. That's fine, because it's cosmetic. So what have we got? We got Lunatic, we've got Slasher, and we've got Bare Bones. Interesting. So what are the differences then? We got like a spoiler here on the Slasher. We've got this weird kind of sticky outy bit on the Bare Bones. We've got upward pointing, like, they almost look like bones, but I guess knives on the Lunatic kit. Flat blades again. But there you go. Shiv for 150. Oh, and here's the other thing. Just bear in mind, if you are going to watch this, there's yet another reason to go and watch Daily Noob's channel. Not only is he an awesome streamer, but if you watch 4 hours, you'll get your Twitch drops as well, which is that flight kit. So that's well worth doing as well. If you weren't already aware, or you'd forgotten like I had, then 4 hours of watching Star Citizen on streams will get you your flight suit, which is kind of cool. I have an IronClad Assault to Liberator CCU, $75 savings. Nice, good. Minus $75. Nice. But then again, the Liberator's not out, so you'll be all good. So yeah. I like the fact that there are body kits, as long as they obviously come to the game as well, because there are lots of cosmetic things you can get for ships. Not all of them are purchasable in games, like paints and stuff like that. So, yeah. There we go. And then there's a night break. Of course there is, if you buy it with the flight blades. Now, are these flight blades the ones that we've seen before? Or are they new? So yeah, top speed or maneuverability. It's the same flight blades that we've seen. So, okay, so that's nothing massively new as far as this goes. But there we go. Yeah, so there we are. That's Defensecon Day 1. It'll be really interesting to see. I'm taking it they've got something up on YouTube for the Pitbull, and then maybe something up for Defensecon as well. Let's see what they've got, and I'll bring it across so we can take a look. They've got one for both. They've got the patch one. Let's look at Defensecon 1 first. Let's have a look.
To live. To thrive. United in purpose.
So how's that working out for you? Thought so. Don't you just love it when your united governing body retreats back to Sol, leaving the good, hard-working folks out here to hold the line? Well, I mean, those parade uniforms aren't going to press themselves. Am I right?
Shots fired.
Now is
Wow.
the time for Defensecon 2956. It's about the crews who don't make the headlines. The pilots who don't take orders. The mechanics, the gunners, the haulers, the miners, the everyday heroes. This year, we build for them. Built by all your favorite manufacturers who understand that out here, you're your own backup. Defensecon 2956. Stand up, and we'll stand with you.
Well, there's some worrying crossover there between between Drake and real life. So yeah, interesting. I like the idea that they're playing into these kind of tensions with the UEE, because they've been talking about it for ages, right? They've been alluding to it between Levski and the People's Alliance and the UEE. But it's kind of been like, hey, there's more reasons to work together now with the Vandal appearing. It's nice to see that kind of storyline starting to emerge, where you've got this talk about, the Vandal are pressing in, the UEE are pulling back, and who's going to step into the breach. And it's really nice to kind of see them playing on that tension. It's a very kind of... It appeals to the military person in me, because these are very real world considerations in terms of, you feel like there's a threat somewhere. The people that you had intended to be protecting you are now pulling back, and that leaves this power void that anyone can step into with any sort of intent and any sort of end goal, and it might not be the sort of people that you want to step into that void. And that's great for creating those sorts of tensions between UEE and everyone else. Okay, let's have a look at the wider Tactical Strike Group video.
Another day, another rescue.
He better be worth it.
This'll be easy.
Tranquility is taking heavy fire. Repeat. Getting shadow radars.
On it.
Light 'em up.
Here we go. Contacts all over.
Very cool. Just the quality of their videos, man. All right, I'll stop pausing it. But do you get my point?
Nice work. That's the last. Heading into the sea.
What the hell is that?
Break, break.
Danger.
Aim for the breakers.
Got it. Doors open.
Nice work.
Heading in.
Oh, not a lot of room in here.
Seen worse.
Guys, stay focused. Hit the cooling units.
We gotta move faster, guys.
Yeah, felt that one.
Shit, it's getting hot in here. Last one down.
The core's exposed. I repeat, the core.
Take a damn shot.
Nice.
Breach point set. Initiating release. Tranquility, targets away.
Nice work, team. We are moving out.
Guess he was working.
Oh, God. Hex is down. I repeat.
What the?
Incoming, incoming.
Are those blades?
Visual fighters. Multiple contacts.
Nice.
Move it, fighters. There's one on me, guys.
Shake him off, Foco.
some backup. Hell of a fight you've picked. Fight is inbound, Tranquility.
That's a Welsh accent for all of our American cousins and anyone who's not in the UK. Is that going to be it? Band or conversation?
Scumbags! That all you got?
They're just going to growl at you the entire time. Yeah. Oh my god, they've got one of those anti-cap ship turrets. And it rotates. It's in a mount.
Going down to touch now!
Nice.
Everything on that mauler. Burn it.
Fire!
Don't stop. Keep firing.
Oh, thanks for that. I was just going to stop and see what happened. Okay. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty ninja. So yeah, on a space station when you hit a control outside, everyone gets spaced. Nice. Like it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so there we go. No shit, Captain Obvious. Yeah, exactly that. Keep firing. Oh, I was just gonna go out there and pet it. So that's kind of cool. Right, I'll mute that and I'll have it playing in the background again while we talk. So yeah. So there we go. A bunch of the new ships that are coming later at Defensecon. We saw there. We saw, I think, the Tiburon, which is the Hammerhead competitor, which is more about big ships than it is about anything else. We saw the IronClad Assault. We saw the Pitbulls and all that sort of stuff. So that's really interesting. Their videos are getting so much better. It looks really good. If you compare that to like the original videos, that there's just no comparison. The combat looks a lot better, and hopefully the game will come up to match that as well. In terms of, you know, this bit where they're firing, that looks so much better than it has done previously. But yeah, that's that. And Defensecon, the lead off, obviously the IronClad and the IronClad Assault are going to be, for those that don't already have them, I'm hearing very good things about the ships themselves. I think they're going to end up being really, really popular, especially when the IronClad Assault itself has the ability to hangar, repair, rearm, refuel, and doesn't have those obstructive struts over the top that carry the tractor beam mounts for the IronClad base. So that's kind of good. The IronClad price point increase. So let's have a look. Because what were they before? Do we remember? It's been a while since I've looked at the IronClad and the IronClad Assault. I probably should have looked at that before starting the video, but like I said, I've been at work and I've literally just raced home and switched this on, and that's it. Like, I've got this on at the top, but be under no illusion, everything from the waist down is still my work kit. Like, I've literally just thrown this on. So there we go. 430 to 535 up to what? 600 and 650? That's a chuffing big increase compared to what we've seen before. However, I don't think necessarily that is unprecedented. Whilst it is a big increase, and I'm not defending them on the size of the increase alone, what I will say about that increase is that what's the words that I'm looking for? The cargo space is massively overstocked at the minute, as we've seen. Right, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the drink. The cargo space is crowded, and I think when you're carrying quite as much cargo, sitting at the original prices again, seeing of the increase of things like the B and everything else, the Raylan's coming very soon as well. That's going to carry a decent amount of cargo. They needed to spread that out, otherwise there's very little difference. I guess needed is the wrong word. They saw justification to spread that out so that you know, they feel like there's more to choose from each in terms of the price, and there's a bigger step up from one kind of pricing to the other. That's not me defending it. I'm just saying I can see why they've done it, right? It is a big step up. I think what we're learning at the moment is when you want ships, when you want anything, you lock it in. We've seen the same sorts of things about, you know, the Squadron 42 not being on sale, and now you can't get it out of buybacks either. Now, whilst that in and of itself is a little different, because Squadron 42 has been available forever, and there is definitely an argument to say that, well, hey, it's been available forever, remembering that there are people who haven't followed this from the beginning, who are only just discovering it, you know, but then that removes the buybacks part of the discussion. With the Ironclad, with big ships like that, there are plenty of people out there who want them, who are not in a position to be able to afford them, and it's just got a whole lot more expensive. And not everyone plays the CCU game. People will say, well, just lock it in. Like, get the smallest step up you can do. Absolutely, but that option isn't available for everyone, right? And I've just realised I'm nowhere near the centre. This far into the video. So there we go. I'm a little bit more centered now. You're just gonna have to deal with the fact that, you know, it's a rush. The lighting's not great. You know, what? Just deal with it. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, the price increase isn't great. I think we could expect that. If you're looking at what's going on in isolation, it's a big increase. When you look at what's going on in the rest of the cargo ship field, I feel like that was kind of a little bit maybe predictable. But there we go. So yeah, Tiburon looks great, says, or Tiburon? No, it's Tiburon. Tiburon looks great. It does. I quite like it. All the ships are in the event hall, are they? We'll go and have a look at some point. Not tonight though, because I've had problems loading the game, and I haven't yet downloaded the patch because I've literally just got home. So we'll do this on Saturday. We'll go and have a run down the event hall. I know, guys, that's going to end up with, you know, you'll have seen it all, but hey, I'll give you my take on ships and stuff, and maybe there'll be something in there worth watching. I think we have to melt out Ironclad to IronClad Assault CCU. Before the difference was 85, now it's 50. Yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of that, and you know, things like, I think CCUs, it's always going to be a movable game. Sometimes it's a real benefit locking things in, sometimes it's not now. But yeah, I agree with you. So there we go. Melt and rebuy, the relative price decrease was an unexpected outcome. It was. And I think it's also probably an indication. You can read that one of two ways. Either they raised the Ironclad too much, or they did their best to keep the IronClad Assault top price down, and therefore they've closed the gap. Because they quite literally could have gone, well, that's what the Ironclad's going to cost. It was an 85 difference before, let's just make it an 85 difference now. But it's not, now it's 50. So, yeah. You can take it to read whichever one you want. And I think that would be very much dependent on which ship you are interested in getting. Okay, so yeah, Snub Fighter, Pitbull, $55. It is what it is. It's not kind of screaming at me as a ship that I want to own, but I think there are going to be some very interesting use cases with it in terms of using the Ironclad and any other ship that you can fit this thing in. Ironclad and IronClad Assault, I'm going to take a look around them over the weekend. But interested to see what they've done with the interior, because they did a lot of reworking the interiors for both. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Shiv aftermarket kits, I'm sure they make them very pretty, but it's definitely pushing them down the kind of the route of the Vagabond kind of cobbled together ship, which I like. I think that's a nice gap in the market in Star Citizen ships. I don't think we see a lot of that at the moment, so that's kind of cool. Looking forward then to the next couple of days, we have Origin Jump Works, which is going to bring the M80 Heavy Fighter into the verse. The RSI and Kruger Intergalactic lumped in on the same day. We then have Misk, Mirai, Argo, and Greycat. That will be the Misk Starlight, the upcoming small refueler to assist the Gemini now that refueling is becoming more of a thing with missions being brought into the verse. We then have the Aegis Dynamics Day on the 20th, which will be the Tiburon. And then into days that don't necessarily have anything, Crusader, Tumbril. We have Anvil, which will be the Odin, the big concept cell. And I'm guessing that day will be the... will also, or sometime that week, sorry, we'll get a video a little bit more about what it's capable of, what it does, how they see its kind of gameplay progressing. Because they did say, when they talked about this first last year and they talked about the battle cruiser, they did mention that they had some really interesting plans for the Odin and how the gameplay was going to play out. I'm just really interested to see that. It's not a ship that I'm after, but that's what it is. So there we go. Nova says, melt and rebuy. Oh, yeah, sorry, you responded to that already. So that's where we are. Drake Interplanetary, Pitbull, looking suitably Pitbull-y. And with the Corsair, of course, being the daily deal, 230 down from 250. Might be interesting and useful to you guys in your CCU chains. I feel like it's been out a fair old while, and a lot of people that want it have got it, but great for new players, great for people that have decided, had an experience with it or whatever, and suddenly decided it's the ship that they want. Great steppings down to other CCUs. So yeah, there we go. It's going to be really interesting, I think, to see precisely what is going to come out of the sales today, whether this becomes a massively kind of fruitful day for them, especially with the whole limited sales for the Kraken, which is why I've gone back to this very, very quickly. I don't want you guys to see my login details for obvious reasons. Okay, I'm just going to nip over to Spectrum. I'll bring it back onto the main screen in a sec, because they'll talk about the whole limited sales. So just be interested to see what they're doing, given the fact that it's 2 days for defense for the whole limited sales and not one. So let's have a look if it says anything about it at all. I'm sure it does somewhere. And obviously there's a free fly as well. Anyone in chat managed to play? What's it looking like for stability? I know we're only a couple of hours into the patch, but what are we looking like? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it not? Fairly good at the moment, says Socially. Well, I'm pleased to hear that, at least. That's good news. Especially during a free fly. We all know it can be pretty gnarly during a free fly. So I'm pleased to hear that. Let's have a look. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to go through. Here we go. We've just found it. Thank you, Cam. Yep, I'd seen that. Thank you. So, Wave 1, 1600. Okay, like we said, every 2 hours. So, it looks like the stock, the limited quality stuff will be only for the first 24 hours of a manufacturer. Okay, so where we have Drake for 14th to the 15th, and then the next one starts on the 16th into the 17th, it'll be the first 24 hours. So 1600 up to 1200 the following day, okay, with limited stocks going and sold then. Okay. So there we go. Robert, hello, mate. Of course, most of North Atlantic are still at work. I'm playing on North American servers. Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, two things affect it: is the loading is on the servers, as you quite rightly pointed out, and then the other part that will affect it is how long the servers have been running, how many entities are spawned, all that sort of stuff. So that will affect it as well. The other thing interesting here is the daily war bond deals. Okay, is you'll see here the war bonds are live for 24 hours. And sometimes we've had daily war bond deals reoccur during the finale. That is not, I repeat, not the case during Defensecon. It says here, this year's finale runs May 26th until May 27th and comes with a fresh wave of war bond deals exclusive to that window. In other words, there'll be war bond deals that we haven't seen before. The bottom line there, if you see a daily war bond deal that you want, get it during the 2 days of that manufacturer, okay? Because otherwise it won't be coming back. And the only Hull Limited sales are the Kraken and Privateer for the next 24 hours. The last ones will go live 1200 UTC tomorrow. And then the Idris P and the Javelin will go live on 20 on Aegis Day. Yeah, so there we go. Terrabin Warbomb, please, says Nova. Fingers crossed for you, mate. Hope you're getting that. The Rusty Pigeon Gaming channel, I'm going to give it a try. Oh, the small disco inside of a ship. You're going to give that a try. Is that what you mean? Nice. And let's have a look. Yeah, so Twitch drops are back, and that's the Tailwind Murray Cup flight suit and helmet. Nice. Make sure you link it. So when you go into your account, it's got linked accounts, and you need to link Twitch before you do this if you want those Twitch drops. And then, which is really interesting, if you refer a friend during Drake Defensecon, okay, so if they take your referral code and then end up buying a game cap package, you'll earn a Drake Dragonfly with Coalfire paint, and they will get a Defensecon t-shirt and hat plus cargo pants. We're definitely getting the better end of that deal, right? But that's the whole point of a referral bonus. So there you go. Okay. What's really interesting here, every flyable and drivable vehicle on the floor is fair game, so you can rent them all, but you can only rent each ship once. And the rental only runs for 48 hours. So if they're all on the floor like they were at IEE, they'll stay there the whole time if it's not manufacturer specific on the shop floor, and I don't think it is, given what people are saying. Okay, but you can only rent, so don't go and rent everything at once, because you'll only have 48 hours to do it. Okay, so there we go. And the free fly starts, it starts from tomorrow. So we've got 1 day at the moment. Looks like they've bought themselves some time. So there we go. I'm going to give it a try, the game service. Yeah, absolutely. There's a laser weapons kit for the RSI Meteor. Is there? Interesting. Yeah. So yes. So Defensecon in person at Area 18. Obviously, as I've said before, I'm not going there at the moment because I've only just made it back. I understand the patch is 60 gigabytes. So whilst I have a fast connection, it's going to interfere with my ability to talk with you guys. So I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, but not a bad start to Defensecon. Like I say, I really like the fact that they're picking up on this. The UEE are acting in self-interest. They're pulling back to Seoul. Okay, leaving Stanton and Nix and everyone else to face the Vandal by themselves, and which we'll do with aplomb. Don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to tactical strike groups, really kind of looking forward to it. It's a beefy patch, yeah, absolutely. Lots of weapon kits and bomb rack stuff going out as well, yes, absolutely. I understand now finally the Gladiator will have its bomb racks and stuff, so that's kind of cool. Lots of stuff to play with there, and really, really interesting. I'm just going to drag this across as well while we're here. Okay. So this is the funding tracker for Star Citizen. That's where we are at the beginning of this month, okay? And terrifyingly, we are only 29 million short of $1 billion funded. And as you can see from last year, you've got the second line down, pledge increase, 29 million. So if we have the same sort of year as we did last year, we are going to be at $1 billion by the end of CitizenCon. Sorry, at Defensecon. It's using the con word. Stop doing it, CIG. I get confused and I'm tired already. And oh my god, I haven't even started drinking yet. But cheers, guys, to the start of Defensecon 2956. I shouldn't do that because I haven't had lunch. Oh well, never mind. Very, very quickly. Let's just go back across. Oh, I should have transitioned. Shit. There we go. I've read it off the screen anyway, it's fine. So there's the Red Line store bundle, which has come out. Buccaneer red paint, red tailwind suit, and red Gallant rifle. So there's that stuff. I just want to have a quick look at whether or not, because it wouldn't be the first time we've had whole limited sales and they appear to have disappeared, but actually they end up being there for a little while because people put them in their carts and then, you know, get rid of them or whatever, or they give them back. So let's have a look. Have we genuinely now sold all of the Krakens? Have the Krakens gone up in value? Is that where they were before? That looks like it's gone up, right? Or am I just making that up? Did the Krakens go up in price? Yeah. I think the fact that they're being worked on now, people know they're actually coming, that kind of increases the... Yeah, completely sold out. As someone said, in the first 30 seconds they were gone. So, yeah, interesting. Defensecon will blow past $1 billion. It will. And, you know, that'll cause the normal media stir of silly stuff. Base Kraken listed at 1,650. Yeah, plus taxes and stuff, so it ends up being a lot more than that if you're buying it. But, yes. Okie dokie. So that's where we are. That's the start of Defensecon. You know, once again, it would be nice to see some in-game events around this sort of stuff a little bit more. I don't know whether the MG scripts and the, you know, the Mercenary Guild and the Council scripts are hidden in the hall. They might be, they might not. But that's a fun little game to play. I quite enjoy that. But yeah, you know, I think you can forgive them that, given the size of tactical strike groups and that sort of stuff. For those that aren't aware, you can't just go and pick up the tactical strike group stuff. You need to be above tier 2. So you need to have completed tier 2 into tier 3 rep with Intersec, which is a bit of a kick in the nuts, because obviously we're having the wipe of everything but blueprints, basically. And is it Wicklow ships that are already earned, or stuff? I can't remember. But yeah, basically almost everything has been wiped. Rep included, cash included, bought ships included, gear included, which is, yeah, a bit of a blow. Certainly more to some people than others, depending on how much stuff you gathered. I had so much stuff that I picked up that I was happy that I'd acquired, that is now gone. A little bit gutted. Found some what I thought was some really, really rare stuff. But, you know, it's a reason to get in and collect again. I find my motivation for playing is kind of least just before a wipe, because it's like anything I gain, I'm just going to lose in a couple of days anyway. But looking forward to playing tomorrow, hopefully with tactical strike groups, with the DGP org, which you can join us. Even if you're not part of the org, you can join us for tactical strike groups. Link to Discord is in the description below. You can come and join us. We start at 9 PM UK time. It might be slightly earlier tomorrow. So if you do want to come and join us, there are requirements. You need to bring certain things for tactical strike groups, because it's a big old event and we want to have a good run at it. So make sure you've joined and checked the SC events text chat in Discord to find out what you need to bring to avoid you kind of being left behind and having to catch us up once you've got what you've needed. So there we go. That's where we are at the moment. If you've been here before, you'll know this already. For those that are new and expecting me to give some sort of buyer's guide in terms of, or some recommendations to what you buy, that's not what I do here. Just because I have a camera and a mic doesn't qualify me to tell you what to do with your money. The only things I will suggest to you are things that may help your game, that have no impact, or may help your experience, that have no impact on your game at all. I'm supporting Pigeon Spaceport with their RSI Scorpius model that is upcoming, and Pimax have very kindly sent me a VR headset, which I've tried out, so you didn't have to. And that one seemed particularly pertinent because Pimax headsets aren't cheap. So the ability to try that and you not to risk your money until you've got someone's opinion has been really, really kind of useful. So that's why I've engaged in those two. But I don't talk about buyer's guides. I don't do ship comparisons and tell you which one you should buy more, because it's a game. And sometimes what we want to fly and what we really enjoy defies all logic and comparison. I don't care that it's not as good. I just want that ship. And that, this is a hot take, is a perfectly reasonable way to approach a game. So there we go. Socially, absolutely not. Star Kitten is evil and should not be engaged with in any way, shape, or form. How very dare you, sir, suggest otherwise. Evil, evil, evil. There we go. So, for the rest of the week then, I will be around at the start of every single new day. Possibly not the finale, but I'll be around for all of the others. Every single manufacturer's day. I'll also be streaming 9 PM UK time on Sunday night. So if you want to be around for that, you can always put the subscriptions on so you get the notifications when that goes live. If not, just looking forward to seeing you back here anyway. But I feel that's all I can cover with Defensecon. I'm now going to go download the patch and hopefully have a quick run around the expo hall and that sort of stuff. It's just going to take too long to do that with you guys. So we'll have our first look at that together on Saturday. It's been awesome to see you all in. Thank you very much for popping by. It's just, I'm really sorry. It's been literally last minute. I left work at 4:35 ready to start streaming at 5 o'clock. So I had to drive home and, you know, get changed and all that sort of stuff and set everything up. So yeah, it was a bit hectic. Sorry if it's come across kind of lastminute.com. That's exactly what it is. I'm not going to lie to you guys about that. So yeah, but it's been great to see you all. You've been watching Drinkers with Gaming Problems. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'll see you soon, after I figured out where the ending thing is.